How much do you want to pay for the NFL and college football season? You decide how much you want to save. Right now, WagerTalk is offering their lowest price for the 2021 NFL and college football seasons. From now through the start of the regular season, we are offering special early bird pricing, but these prices will increase by $20 per sport and $30 for the college football and NFL combo every week until the season kicks off. Save up to $200 this week by buying your favorite WagerTalk capper for the package, and remember, the longer you wait, the less you save.
All right, guys, welcome in. Here we go. The NBA tip-off show. It is powered by WagerTalk.com as we get ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals here tonight. Seems like forever since we last saw a game, but actually wasn't that long ago, and it certainly, well, it made Phoenix fans might feel like it was a long time ago here as the Milwaukee Bucks a little bit closer to tying this series up. Took down the Phoenix Suns. Now they get a chance to win another one at home tonight. Will they or won't they? And, of course, nobody better to help us navigate our way through this game tonight than these three gentlemen, including Ski Prophet in the house, as well as Tony Mahia. And welcome in Mr. Rob Vino. All three of these gentlemen, guys, WagerTalk.com. is where you can visit them. And Ski, welcome back in, man. It does feel like forever since we talked about Game 3 here. And boy, oh boy, just like that, we've got a series that's a little bit closer than it was just a week ago. Your thoughts on what you saw from Game 3, and what do you got going tonight up at WagerTalk.com?
I've made one play so far tonight in the NBA. Probably going to have a few more player props to add after the show. My takeaway is that it's going to be extremely important for Aiden to stay out of foul trouble because the Suns are pretty undersized in this one. So he gets in foul trouble, all hell can break loose against the Suns.
Yeah, amen to that. And don't forget, guys, visit WagerTalk.com, WNBA, also in full effect, MLB for him. And, of course, it looks like we're going to have a few more games here in the finals. And Tony Mahia, my man, I know you've been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, man. You got soccer. You're across the board here. So talk to us. You got Olympics coming up. Talk to us about your thoughts, game number 3, and what do you got going on tonight at Wager Talk?
Yeah, I've been watching the United States lose exhibition games, which is weird, with all a star-studded lineup, including KD and Damian Lillard. But yeah, the Olympics are going to be wild. And then I've got a 5% play in this game tonight. Hit my Sunday 5% play, which is good because I was on a losing streak. So now 40-21 all time on 5% plays, 11-5 in these playoffs, and looking, to keep it going with a win tonight. Obviously, a huge contest. If the Suns win, they'll be favored to put this away on Friday. If they lose, we could be headed toward a 7-game series. So definitely a pivotal game for tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Rob's series is certainly holding the form thus far. Home teams seem to be dominating. And what did you think we saw from game number 3 here? Anything strike you as different than what you thought you might see? And what do you got going on tonight at Wager Talk?
Well, real quick, as far as what I've got going on at WagerTalk.com, the NBA play will be up and available after this show here. I took a little bit of time, a lot of time actually, Joe, considering there's 3 days between games, right, to come to a conclusion here. But like Tony, I had a 5% play on Milwaukee last time out, which they made it pretty easy on us, 120-100. Couple of things, Joe. I think the last time we talked, I was of the opinion that we were going to have a series, and the narrative at that point was kind of like it might be a Phoenix runaway. That certainly didn't look like the case once Bucks got back to Milwaukee. To me, this looks like one of those home court series throughout, and maybe we reach Game 7. In fact, Game 7, I think if you were going to bet the exact game, the amount of games that this series goes, 7 games is now the favorite. You get better odds 5 games, 6 games, and 7 games is now only plus 120, I think. So certainly we have a series here. I think something that we saw is that Giannis can make free throws, right? Giannis has made 24 free throws in the last 2 games, 13 of 17 at home in game 3, and I think 11 of 18 the game before. And if he can continue to make free throws, then they're going to be a dangerous club. So, yeah, a lot of things here have happened in between since last time we talked, but Game 4 should be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely, and it should be a good time tonight because I think this is the one game that will identify what kind of series we're going to have. If the Bucks win 2-2, we're looking just like we did, I guess, at the Nets series with them. Each team holding serve. Who's going to who's going to get a win on the road? But of course, if Phoenix does win tonight, we could be looking at a much shorter series, and it could be over before we know it. But let's dive into it here, guys. Tonight, game number 4, and we've got a John Ryan angle of the day. You gotta love it here, guys. And John Ryan's angle of the day says that, well, we want to bet the under with a rested road team playing their 4th game in the past 10 days. We also want the total to be at least 220 points, and if both teams' winning percentage is at least 60% or higher on the season, then we're looking at the under here, guys, which is 22-11. That's 67% over the last 5 seasons, including the playoffs. 9-3, that's 75% in playoff games only, and 5-0 the past 3 postseasons alone. We're looking at betting the under here, John Ryan says, in game number 4. And let's take a look at what that number is, guys, as this game opened up 3.5 in a lot of spots. And then, of course, I'm even seeing a 5 getting pushed up right now. So the Bucks love continuing to come in the marketplace over the last couple of days. And the total, 220.5. It was pushed up just a little bit. 221s I'm seeing now as well. And this is a 9 p.m. Eastern time tip tonight. So, Ski, let me come to you first here, my man. A lot of different ways to approach this game. The market seems to think what we got in Game 3 is pretty much what we're going to get here in Game 4. The numbers almost identical. What do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit split. I'm looking at the last 3 games. I see they average about 223. I feel like I heard Monty Williams say that they want to put an emphasis on getting back and really building that wall. But even if they do that, I mean, I think that's going to open up more 3-pointers for Milwaukee. And they shot it pretty well last game. Not so much all series or even all playoffs, but I know they're capable shooting team, and I know that they can score points. I just think we've seen plenty of times where a lot of the points come in that 3rd quarter. So I look at the first half, I probably like it under. The number you're getting is 108. The last 3 games, they average about 104. So I think you get a lower scoring first half. And just like we've seen every other game, they come out with pace in that 3rd quarter. And they score, 62, 65, 69. So I think the 3rd quarter is where you get your pace and points. So first half, under 108. 3rd quarter, over 56.5. Probably 2 looks for me. Other than that, just as far as the game, I think the game plan for Milwaukee just has to be to continue to attack Ayton. Because, like I said, if you get in foul trouble, it just makes things a lot easier for Milwaukee. And you don't have to worry about Giannis guarding Ayton on defense when he's playing the 5. So I agree with the guys kind of said, like, it's a home court kind of series. You've seen, or just look at the Bucks numbers as a home favorite. In the playoffs, they're 7-0-2 in the first half. And if you want to look at the full season in the first half, they're 30-12-2 as a home favorite. So I like them early. I think -2 is a pretty short price. 5 makes me a little bit nervous, but I think the home team wins. And there's a lot of props I'm looking at too. Maybe I'll save those for best bets.
All right, let's do it then. And it's funny, Tony Mayer, we talked about Game 3 and the trends heading into that game. Certainly in the first half were all Milwaukee. Teams down 0-2, going to home and a favorite. The first half money line was actually higher than the full game money line. It's just bonkers. It's a little more realistic here for this game, but I don't know. In your mind, has Milwaukee figured something out here? Does Phoenix pull it out here and say, I don't think so?
No, I mean, it was a strange game 3 because people did expect Milwaukee to come out and throw the first punch, and they lost the first quarter. And they're a very good first quarter team. So, I mean, coming into the series, I think they were number 1 in point differential in first quarters. And in this series, I'm not sure. I know there was 106 points scored in game 1, and I'm not sure where that line closed. But if it closed over 106, and the under is 3-0 in the first half, and yet the over is 2-1 in this series, and we saw the fourth quarter dictate, what happened in all those games 1 and 2. 23 pointers in game 2 for the Suns. Game 1 had a very high scoring fourth quarter. Both of those games got over. And then in game 3, we had it at 222, I believe.
Yep.
And Abdul Nader missed a 3 with like 23 seconds left. And if he hits that goes over too. So just interesting to see how right on this number has been. When I was initially handicapping the series, I put it at 217.5. And we've seen all 3 totals go into the 220s, and all the numbers have been in the 220s, 220, 223, and 226. So just an interesting series. Do we see Chris Paul go for, the throw tonight and like really ensure that he gets off to a good start or gets other guys off to a good start? That certainly would be typecast for his behavior. Do we see Giannis really have another big game? He's obviously looking for a third straight 40-point game to reach Michael Jordan's company. If I agree with Ski, if DeAndre Ayton is able to stay out of foul trouble, then that makes life much tougher for him. But if he lands in foul trouble again, we got no Dario Saric, so it's Frank Kaminsky. And it's a Phoenix team that really that's one of their Achilles heels, is they don't have many backup bigs. Nice to see Torrey Craig running around out there again. But yeah, I mean, that's the weakness. If you see Ayton in foul trouble, live bet Milwaukee.
Yeah, and it wasn't Giannis. I think he only had 1 foul early in that game against Giannis. That really wasn't, it wasn't Giannis just bullying him there, Rob. It was, listen, we know they don't have an answer for Giannis. They're not going to figure out an answer, wall, no wall. It really doesn't make a difference. He looks healthy. They've got to limit the damage everybody else can do, right? With Middleton and Holiday, they got to lock down the perimeter because Giannis is going to get his. Or do you think Phoenix defensively can come up with something here tonight to limit him?
No. I mean, they couldn't do it in the regular season. He went for 40-plus twice during the regular season, right? I think 47 in one game. And this all occurred when Coach Budenholzer decided in the second half of game 1 that he was going to use Giannis more as a 5 than anything else. And we saw him start to destroy Phoenix then, and he's destroyed Phoenix ever since. I mean, I think the opinion, the majority opinion heading into this was Giannis can bully DeAndre Ayton. And I remember us being on the show last Thursday and speaking just about this fact that DeAndre Ayton could be in foul trouble in these games with Giannis there. He can't handle him physically. As good as he's been, he gets bullied by Giannis down there. And as long as Giannis makes free throws, it's an issue. It's a real issue. As Tony said, Dario Saric, some people may overlook that injury, but it can't really be overlooked. Not that Dario Saric was going to stop him, but just because there's more fouls to give against this guy. So that's a fundamental aspect that's not going to change here. I hear Monty Williams gets up to the podium and says he's not going to talk about referee calls, but he's going to talk about referee calls. Listen, we were here last week. Ski told us all the refs love Phoenix. Now, all of a sudden, the refs love Milwaukee. The refs love Milwaukee. It's a Giannis thing. It's not a ref thing, right? I mean, Giannis outshot. Lots being made about, oh, well, one guy had 17 free throws and Phoenix only had 16 last game. It's true. But guess what? Giannis had 18 free throw attempts the game before, and Phoenix only had 14. It's the mismatch that's creating the whistles. I don't think that stops, Joe. What needs to continue happening for Milwaukee is Giannis has to keep making them. He's made double digits in the last 2 games. And Milwaukee has to make some threes. They shot better. Drew Holiday played better. Middleton played better. Everybody played better at home. We thought that might be the case. Phoenix didn't. Devin Booker stunk. They shot 29% from 3. That's got to change for Phoenix now. So, again, this could be a home court series. Not sure. I want to hit, I'd be remiss if I was on this show without Ski and I didn't talk about the referee crew tonight. Some people watching this probably already saw the post on Twitter, but James Capers, David Guthrie, Courtney Kirkland. Listen, aside from the against the spread numbers that I posted on Twitter, there's some totals numbers here that are a little bit eye-opening as well. These 2 guys combined, James Capers and David Guthrie, have refereed 6 Phoenix games in the playoffs. 5 overs, no unders, and 1 push. And they've gotten every kind of game over, whether it be Phoenix Lakers, they got that series over. They're getting everything over where these 2 teams are concerned. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here in this game tonight with both of those involved. The halftime stuff that Ski was referring to, second quarter has been brutal. Second quarter has kept these games under. So if you want to play second quarter under, couldn't argue you there. The second quarters have put up 50, 46, and 52 points. Suns are turning it over a lot lately. That's not good for them. I just don't know. Monty Williams, yes, he's saying that they have to defend better. I'm not sure it can because it all starts and ends with Giannis. And there's just, there's no version of Robert Parrish or any, monster center walking through the door for the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, there's really, it's not even close here, guys. But there are a whole bunch of different interesting ways to look at this game and the series. Props as well here, guys, which I'm sure we'll touch on here. 1 or 2 of them in the best bets section. But I do want to remind you guys, of course, best bets for this game as well as what's coming up here. And there's a lot coming up. Major League Baseball back in action tomorrow. Don't forget WNBA, Olympics around the corner, soccer in full effect. So a lot going on. Visit these guys right now over at WagerTalk.com. And let us not forget, just a couple of weeks away, we got football back in the purview here as camps begin. And, before it's too long, we'll have some college and NFL Saturday and Sunday football to talk about. So in the meantime, we got a Game 4 here tonight. So let's talk a little bit about maybe a series price here and what we've got right now from what we've seen and where we started. And the series price right now, Suns about 2.5. We're looking at about plus 210 for the Bucks. Interesting enough, and I'll correlate these 2 future prices. You still have Chris Paul as the presumptive favorite, right? I think it's minus 160, somewhere around that to win the MVP. But Giannis is still, he's about the same price as the series price here, Rob. Am I out of my mind here? What if the Bucks win, it's Giannis the MVP. So I find it strange that, look at Giannis is just about the same price as the Bucks winning the series right now. It's a bit of a head scratcher to me. What do you think here, Rob?
Well, I think it's a risk only because Phoenix has the final home game, right? Mm-hmm. So it's if you think Milwaukee's going to steal one on the road, and you have to get. In fact, if you think they're going to get through tonight, and you're not interested in laying 5, then you probably want to play one of those, right? So you want to play either the 7 games Bucks win or Giannis MVP. You get more back for your money, and you don't have to lay any points tonight. So, but that's the catch there is that. That 7th game in Phoenix, should it go there, is going to be difficult for Milwaukee. I think we're finding these home courts are playing more and more to the home team here. The way it looks right now, and this thing changes every single game, it's like a pendulum. Now it looks like Milwaukee can't be stopped. Well, we'll see. I just think that it's one of those series where you're going to see home teams dominate. I just think that these home floors are that important to both of these teams, and the supporting cast play that much better. So maybe if you think Milwaukee can steal one, Giannis or Bucks and Giannis MVP or Bucks to win this series are good plays.
Yeah, Ski, let me ask you. Booker was MIA. Was he not last game? Sat on the bench most of the time watching it here. Do you anticipate a bounce back for Booker here tonight? Do you think that broken nose, he just hasn't been the same guy, has he not?
It's funny that you say the broken nose is causing it, but I think Drew Holiday plays exceptional defense. I think whenever he's guarding anybody, they'll probably struggle a little bit. And so, I mean, I don't see it improving too much. I'm looking at series numbers. He averages, I mean, he's getting his points, 22.7. He's just not doing efficiently. Like he's, 38.3% from the field in the series. So I don't see it changing here, especially in Milwaukee.
Yeah, pretty much the same. And Tony, let me ask you here, though. And Rob brought up a good point. It's fans back in the stands have kind of changed the dynamic here a little bit. If Milwaukee wins tonight, in your mind, is this going 7?
I mean, I would definitely favor it to go 7. But we'll see if Milwaukee wins tonight. I think the Suns have to hope that Scott Foster is ref his final game in these finals. I mean, like, is it a coincidence that he always refs Chris Paul losses in the playoffs? I mean, probably, because it's not his fault that Phoenix shot 9 for 31 from 3 in Game 3. But at the same time, if you're that team and you got to look over and at least I don't see this guy, that makes you feel a little better. Look, it is what it is in terms of staying on the floor. Phoenix has proven that they can beat Milwaukee handily if guys make shots, guys like Michael Bridges and Devin Booker. And if they don't, then it's going to be a handful because Giannis is going to get his points around the paint. It's interesting that we haven't seen the Bobby Portis adjustment with Mike Budenholzer sticking with Brook Lopez playing over 30 minutes. So, I mean, you know what you're going to get with Milwaukee. They're going only 7 deep. Jeff Teague is their 8th guy, and he actually got into double-digit minutes-wise last time out, but it's basically the starting 5, Connaughton and Portis. So, if you're Phoenix at this point, if DeAndre Ayton can avoid foul trouble and Booker and Bridges are making shots, you feel you can win the game if it's in Phoenix, Milwaukee, or Orlando or Timbuktu.
It's funny, too, because they still shot right around 55% from mid-range, I think it was. But, they didn't shoot nearly as good from 3, and they shot just about the same from mid-range, terrible from 3, and they lost by 20. So when you put it all together, it's a bit of a head-scratcher here tonight. And then you throw in the fact of what kind of whistles are we going to get? So some interesting questions to be answered here tonight in game number 4. But we'll start with you, Ski, because a lot of different ways to approach this. Some prop side. Is Giannis going to grab 40 again? Talk to us about a best bet here, something you're looking at tonight on the card.
All right, I'll roll through the props. I feel like I was maybe talking too much earlier, and I'll leave you guys with the best bet. So props I'm looking at today, I think Connaughton's been getting more minutes. His 3-point prop of 1.5 makes a lot of sense to me. He's had 2+ his last 4 games, and he had 23 attempts in those games, so he's getting plenty of opportunities. PJ Tucker, point prop of 5.5. He's gone over that every game this series. I think he always makes his way to 7, so that makes sense to me as well. This game or the next game, Giannis is not going to keep up all that scoring. His point prop of 34.5.
Yeah.
I know he's had 40+ twice, but he's gone under 35, 15 of 18 playoff games. So this game or next, I'm looking at that. And Holiday is interesting too. His rebound prop 5.5 at plus money. If it was 4.5, I'll definitely fire. You can get it juiced. He's had 5 in his last 6 games. So I'm looking at those props. Best bet though, we'll go to the first half in Milwaukee. They've covered every single one in the playoffs as a home favorite. We're going Bucks first half -2.
Oh, love it. That's if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Ski. Amen. A little shout out to the New York Knicks again this year. All right, so let's do it here. Tony Mejia, talk to us. Give us an angle you're looking at here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think Drew Holiday sleepwalking through the finals days are over. He had a no-show in Phoenix, but for the most part, he's been consistent. He's locked in defensively, be it on Booker or Chris Paul. And in Game 3, he had 21 points, 5 boards, and 9 assists. So not a tremendous game, but certainly a game where you saw Drew Holiday put his impact on the game. Either Drew or Chris Middleton will step up to help Giannis Antetokounmpo at home. And we've seen Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton both play over 40 minutes in Game 3. So I don't think foul trouble is going to be an issue. He had 21, 5, and 9. Like I said, that's 35. I'm going points, rebounds, and assists over 33 and a half available at FanDuel for Drew Holiday. I just think he shows up. Win or lose, you'll get a strong effort for him, and he will surpass that points, rebounds, assist prop.
All right. Yeah, they're going to need him to for sure here tonight. All right, Rob, let's do this, man. A lot of ways to look at this game tonight. Give us one that you're looking at.
Well, I'll stick with the guys here because, like I say, I'm going to have a play for sale on the game itself. So we'll go to player props like Tony and Ski did. For me, Phoenix, if you take Jay Crowder out of the equation, he's a guy who's got me a prop win last 2 games. But if you take him out of the equation last game where he went 6 for 7 from 3, the rest of the Suns are 3 for 24. Something's got to give. Devin Booker's not the only guy who missed threes. From their side, I like Cam Johnson. Points and rebounds over 12.5. Certainly, as these playoffs have gone on, he's gotten more opportunity to shoot the basketball. To me, over 12.5 points and rebounds, pretty easy with him. On the other side of that, I think that PJ Tucker, Ski hit on his points, but I like his points and rebounds, so I'll double down on PJ Tucker here. I think I saw 10.5 minus 10 cents or maybe even 5 cents. So give me PJ Tucker points and rebounds, Cam Johnson points and rebounds, both over the.
All right. Love it, guys. That's 3 great ways to be able to look at this game here tonight. I'll just throw out one other prop here quick. Largest lead of the game listed at 17.5. Ski, you think we're going to get these long battles back and forth? You think it's going to remain tight, or are we going to see these big swings and these big runs in the game?
From a fan perspective, I hope they keep it close. But I know it's a lot of blowout potential both ways. I would go with over.
Yeah, it is tough over there. Tony, what do you think? I mean, at some point, we're going to get these 11-3 runs, right? We're going to get these monster runs in this game tonight?
17.5, that's steep. I'm curious to if if it's been this high in games 1, 2, or 3, because that strikes me as a reaction to
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's what I thought, because it's a big number. I mean, that's a huge number. I mean, 17.5 means that, we're going to have one team go on a monster run and the other team's going to be playing catch-up ball the rest of the time. That's interesting.
No doubt. And look, it was a 20-point blowout, and obviously the game was in hand with 5 minutes to go, but Milwaukee essentially made its separation in that game by closing out the second and third quarters the way they did. So it wasn't like they destroyed Phoenix for 48 minutes. It was spurts. So very interesting. I'm actually a little surprised, and I would say under on that.
Yeah, I mean, Rob, I honestly, it's 17.5. That means, does that tell you that where chances are the book's telling us that this could be a blowout here?
Well, a logical process of elimination, Joe, from what we've seen of the home teams, you could throw Phoenix out right away. Is Phoenix going to be up by 18 at Milwaukee? Logically, no. Could it happen? Yes, but you're trying to put yourself in the best position to win. And so what they're telling us is Milwaukee at some point in time is going to have an 18-point lead. And I'm kind of in the boat with Tony here. I think it's going to be a little tighter. Phoenix, although they can't stop Giannis, the rest of it, maybe stopping some transition points and other things can keep it a little bit tighter. So I would lean towards maybe the lead doesn't get that big during the game, but we'll see. I just think you could throw Phoenix out of the mix right away and start with Milwaukee in that handicap.
Yeah, it's just a little bit, nothing crazy to the under. Go ahead, go, yeah.
No, it reminds me, like I have a friend, and I can't bet on this book, but I think it's Bet365. I mean, I want to say every single game in this series, there's been like an early payout, meaning a team has been up by 20 points or more.
That's a good point.
Right.
Yep.
I don't think it's out the window. But that may even be a better bet to just take the team you like in, expect for an early payout if that's available to you.
Wow, that's a good point there, Ski, and it's usually always going to be the home team, and it could be like that for the rest of this series too. So we'll see what happens. Once again, though, guys, best bets, they will be locked and loaded here, not just today, of course. Tomorrow, as we head into the weekend, MLB returns, a lot of good stuff happening, including golf. 1,000,001 reasons for you to be able to head over to WagerTalk.com, visit Ski, visit Tony Mejia, and of course, visit Rob Vino at WagerTalk.com. Let's take a look at that recap for us of these best bets here today that they're looking at. Ski says, give me the Bucks in the first half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Lay the 2. Tony Mejia likes Holiday today, over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Rob Vino, he likes Cam Johnson over the 12.5 points and rebounds, and PJ Tucker over 10.5 points and rebounds. A couple of guys off the bench going to get it done tonight. And our good friend John Riot over at sportsmemo.com, his angle of the game, Suns Bucks under 221 points. All right, guys, that does it. Again, visit these guys tonight at WagerTalk.com. We'll be back again on Friday. Recap what we saw here tonight, and, of course, get you ready for that all-important Game 5 over the weekend. So on behalf of Ski, Tony Mejia, and Rob Vino, hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here and come back and visit us again on Friday. So best of luck with your plays, guys. We'll talk to you again then.
With the WagerTalk one-day Power Pass, you receive every play from every betting consultant for one day at the ridiculously discounted price of just $1.99. What's better than one day of great games? Watching, following, and winning those games. Get your sportsbook edge with the entire WagerTalk team of handicappers with this one-day Power Pass, every WagerTalk expert in every game they release for just one day. Your WagerTalk one-day Power Pass is right here, and it's yours for just $1.99.